Now, compare this thumbnail, this one versus this one, and tell me, you as a viewer, for instance, you come across these two thumbnails for same video, the same content. Which of these two options are you going to pick from? This or this? Go ahead, make your choice. Now, this is the interesting part. This two video actually has the same content, the same value. Everything is the same, just the thumbnail. But one of these video can get thousands of clicks and the second can actually struggle to even get noticed, but they are actually the same video. What is separating the both is just the thumbnail, and that's the power of the thumbnail. Now, many persons, many creators believe that the problem is actually usually the algorithm, but today I'm telling you that sometimes, in most cases, it's not usually the algorithm but your thumbnail. Now, if you're a beginner, you'll be wondering what a thumbnail is. A thumbnail is that first picture, that first space you see whenever you see someone's video pop out on the YouTube or any other social media platform. That very first visual you see whenever you see a video is actually the thumbnail. Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing you 10 biggest mistakes that a lot of YouTubers, a lot of creators, especially the new creators, actually makes with a thumbnail that prevent them from getting clicks. And most importantly, I'm going to be showing you how you can actually fix it. So make sure to stay to the end of this video, because one or two of these can actually be the mistakes you have been making without even knowing. Now, have you made your choice? I believe you actually picked this one, right? Now, a lot of persons as well will equally pick this one because it actually has all that it takes for a thumbnail to actually get clicks. Now, let me explain why a lot of persons will actually choose this one and not this one. One, too much text. When a thumbnail has a lot of text on it, people don't actually read thumbnail. They actually scan over it to get the message, and your thumbnail should be able to communicate the information, the message, in less than 10 seconds. So if your thumbnail is not informative enough, if it doesn't in 10 seconds explain or give the information it ought to give, then there are chances that those persons can actually scroll past that video. Instead of writing a very lengthy word like how you can start a YouTube channel in 2026, you can actually shorten it to start today or 0 to 1 subscribers. Something short that is actually precise to the point, something that is very short but actually delivers the message. Right, this is one of the mistakes that a lot of persons make. So keep it short, not too much text. All right, this is one thing you should know. A lot of persons that actually watches here on YouTube make use of their mobile device. So when you have this thumbnail and you have very tiny texts on it, there are chances that they may not be able to view it very well. Like, it will not catch with their eyes once they see it, because a device is actually not equal to that of a system or a computer. So it is very important that you make your text bold. Okay, let it not be too small and let it not be extremely bold. It has to be at a portable, meaningful visual size. It has to be bold enough that it can instantly be read by someone. If not, someone can actually see it and scroll past it. So to achieve this, you always need to zoom your thumbnail after creation. Like, you zoom it out a bit so that it can pop, the text can pop. Always test your thumbnail after creation. Always place yourself as a viewer whenever you are creating a thumbnail. With that, you can always test out those things that you want your viewers to see. Now, regarding the small text I'm talking about, you can use yourself as a viewer. See if you can, at a glance, read through the text you have actually input in your thumbnail. And number 3, bad colors. Now, colors matters when it comes to thumbnail creation. Okay, you cannot be creating a thumbnail with, let's say, white background, yellow text, I don't know, or maybe you are creating with a dark color as well with a dark text. Try to use colors that actually create contrast. If you are using a dark background, try to use a bright text. That way the text will pop out. Okay, and if you're using a bright background, try to use a bit dimmed text. In that way, the text will still pop out. You cannot be using two bright colors together. It will not actually make the information on your thumbnail to be actually captured with a glance. The fourth mistake that a lot of creators make while creating thumbnail is no emotion. when you are creating a thumbnail that does not spring emotion. People actually connect with emotion. Now, if you are actually trying to create a thumbnail regarding a particular thing, there is every need for your face to actually align with what you are trying to pass out. Okay, you cannot be talking about YouTube monetization and you're looking like someone that just woke up from sleep, or maybe you're talking about a failure, like maybe your channel got demonetized, or maybe a video of yours was deleted and your face is looking like you're excited. You need to actually have the emotion on your thumbnail. If you are actually going through tough time here on YouTube, your face should show in that way whatever you add to your thumbnail. For instance, my video got deleted, my expression should show I don't feel okay, I'm not excited. You get it? So your thumbnail should tell, it should show emotion. Okay, the emotion that has to match with the title, with the text on your thumbnail. Your face, if you're using your face, anything at all, if you're using maybe someone else's face, there is need for it to actually match with what you are trying to communicate on your thumbnail. Don't look bored when you're trying to show maybe shock, or you're trying to express happiness. Now, the number 5, this actually doesn't look like a mistake to some persons, but it's actually a mistake. Cluttered thumbnail. Cluttered thumbnail. Now, if you match the both, this and this, you will notice that this one does not have a lot of objects around it, but this one, you can see objects, you can see arrows. You can see now how many arrows do we have here, how many objects do we have here. So you can see this has clustered object, like it has a lot in it, a lot. Okay, but this one, you can see, has just few things and yet still on point. So when you're trying to create a thumbnail with the aim of getting clicks, make sure to avoid cluttered thumbnail. Lessen the use of objects, the use of arrows, texts, like whatever you are using, make it minimal. Don't use too much. Don't add a lot of objects. Okay, you can see from this that this has little, like it's not much. We don't have a lot of object there, but it is giving compared to this one that has everything. And the essence of this one having everything is where you are trying to make it very, very understandable to the audience. In that way, you still mess it up, because with this alone, the audience can simply understand that this is what you are driving at. Yes, you don't need to do all of this for the audience to understand. Okay, so the 5th mistake we are talking about on today's video is avoid cluttered thumbnail. Don't clutter your thumbnail too much. Don't use too much object, too much text, too much whatever in your thumbnail. Instead of cluttered information, you can just have maybe one headline, one main subject. Okay, the deal is keep it clean and simple. Don't use too much text, too much object. Cluttered thumbnail does not encourage people to click. Instead, it makes them confused. Now, the number 6 mistake, no clear focus. If you are creating a thumbnail without a clear focus, then I don't know who you are actually creating it for. Because if you are creating a thumbnail, there are things you need to have at the back of your mind. Number 1, what do you want people to think the moment they see the thumbnail? That's the focus. So if you are creating without any of this in your mind, then you don't have focus. Your thumbnail definitely will not have a focus. Okay, so whenever you're trying to create a thumbnail, make sure to ask yourself these few questions. Number 1, what do I want people to think whenever they see this thumbnail? Your face, the logo, the money. What is that thing that you want people to think about once they see the thumbnail? Now you need to make that particular part very bold. Secondly, how you need to guide this person's eye to actually click. These are the 2 things you need to focus on whenever you are creating a thumbnail. Now, the 7th mistake, using random fonts, where you have to use different fonts in one thumbnail. Now, a lot of persons make this mistake. You can see maybe the first word having different font, the second one having different fonts. Like, it kind of messes up the entire arrangement. The fonts you use has a way of communicating your personality. Yes, there are some fonts to be used. Someone can easily tell that actually you are a beginner or you are actually a professional. Okay, so it is very important that you use a certain level kind of font Using too many fonts or different sizes of font can actually make you look unprofessional. Choose one or two fonts and work with it, all right? And number 8, no curiosity. Now you create a thumbnail that actually has no curiosity. Curiosity is one thing that makes people want to know more, okay? If you have a thumbnail that doesn't have curiosity, then automatically you have finished everything with the thumbnail. But if you have the one that has curiosity, people want to, watch the video. They want to click to see actually the extra apart from the thumbnail. So never tell a viewer everything in your thumbnail. Make their mind think. Instead of saying how I got my 1000 subscribers in 10 days, you can simply say this worked. This worked. Now when you say this worked, the person seeing that, the viewer seeing that, will actually want to know what actually worked, okay? But with you saying how I got my 1000 subscribers, automatically you've given all the information. Now number 9 and 10 are actually the mistakes that actually separate successful creators from struggling creators. The number 9th mistake that you are making without even knowing is copying without understanding. Yes, when you have to copy a particular person's thumbnail without understanding the strategy behind it. You see a big creator upload a video with a particular thumbnail, just go there, copy exactly that kind of thumbnail, create it and use it to post your own video without knowing the strategy, what this person has put, like the kind of curiosity this person has actually evoked that made that thumbnail the way it is. Most times when you copy from these big YouTubers, you are actually copying just the design and not the strategy. Now here is the problem. A big creator can actually create a particular kind of thumbnail and it's going to get tons of clicks because he or she already is a popular figure. A lot of persons knows he or her already. If the thumbnail is not all that beautiful, the face alone, the person on it alone can actually attract people to click because they already know the face. So if you are copying this particular person, there are chances you will still not get the click because you are not known. You get it now? So if you are copying a particular thumbnail from a big YouTuber, make sure to get the strategy behind the thumbnail. Big creators already have a lot of persons. That is why you that is here to have such advantage can as well copy the same thumbnail and still will not get click. So instead of you copying a big YouTuber's thumbnail, why not study what works, like the strategy behind the thumbnail, like what color are they using, the font size, how much text are they using, few text or more text, where is the subject placed, and all of that. Just learn the principle, learn the strategy behind the thumbnail and not copying the thumbnail because you see a big creator using it. And the last on my list, number 10, your thumbnail makes me not want to click. Your thumbnail makes me not want to click. There are thumbnails that you will see, you will not want to click. Yes. Before you actually upload a thumbnail, I will always advise you that you first of all put yourself in the viewer space. If you are actually the person scrolling through YouTube and you saw this particular thumbnail, will you actually click on that? That's the question you need to ask yourself every time you want to upload a thumbnail. Now, if you get a yes, then you can actually upload it. And if you get a no, then do not upload it. Yes, there is need for you to actually improve it. Work on it. A thumbnail is supposed to invoke curiosity, surprise, excitement, shock, So if your thumbnail doesn't have any of these, then you need to do more. But remember, your thumbnail don't have to be the world best thumbnail. Just make sure to avoid these mistakes I just mentioned. Another thing you get that these mistakes I mentioned are not in it, you are good to go. You just need one that is better than the video sitting next to your video. So if you have been blaming the algorithm for your video not getting clicks, it is time for you to actually go back and check the thumbnails on your video. If there are ones you need to work on, like retouch, sometimes changing your thumbnail can be what your video actually needs to get clicks. So which of these mistakes have you been making? Tell me about it in the comment section. And if you're seeing me for the first time, so welcome to the channel, and don't make it the last time you're going to be seeing my face. Right here we are all about YouTube growth, digital growth, AI creation, and everything in between. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in our next one. Bye.